try and shorten it and simplify it as much as possible, there's really what I would consider three key pillars to maintaining it in the long term.
Okay.
The first is developing a good routine of regular exercise, whether that's cardio, ideally with at least some strength training, because what that will do is the more you can either build or at the very least maintain and work your muscle, the more you can keep your metabolism kind of revved up and working in your favor to burn extra calories, right? As is evidenced by the fact that we're eating almost 1,800 calories and weighing less than you were when we first started.
Yeah.
Right? And that leads into the second pillar, which I think is the long-term aspect that a lot of people miss, which is what we're doing now, this gradual process of like reviving our metabolism and slowly increasing the calories in addition to the strength training to realize what I would call our like maximum maintenance potential, which in all honesty, I just made that term up. But maximum maintenance potential being the maximum number of calories that we can reasonably train our body to consume before we start gaining weight.
Yeah.
Because what that does, I mean, even if we were to stop adding calories right now after this jump, and 1746 was your, for hypothetical purposes, your maximum maintenance potential, then, I mean, managing almost 1,800 calories to maintain your body weight diet over the span of the rest of your life is way easier than 1,500 calories or 1,400 calories.
Yeah.
It gives you so much more wiggle room. Where even if you ate a normal 1,400 calorie diet, like maybe that you were used to, that still gives you almost 400 calories, like if you want a dessert at the end of the day every now and again, or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the second, is trying to figure out what's that maximum calories you can have. And again, the more strength training you do, the more muscle you have, the higher that number can potentially be. Which is how they kind of intersect with each other. And then the third of which is understanding the order and priorities nutritionally of what actually factors into us gaining weight or losing weight, right? Which is that kind of hierarchy of the total calories first, then the amount of protein that we're getting, and then understanding the carbs and fat ratios and so on and so forth, so that we know that ideally we want to try to be optimizing each of those things, right? We want to hit our calorie goal, which was obviously that maximum maintenance level we previously talked about. Hitting our protein goal so that we can maximize our muscle growth potential and our strength potential to continue to contribute to all of these other things. And then also find a good balance of carbs and fats so that we feel satisfied during the day and not hungry, but we also have enough energy throughout the day and we're just kind of optimizing our health. But also understanding that when it's a situation out of the ordinary, we're on vacation, it's the holidays, we're visiting family's visiting us, we're going out for an anniversary or a celebration or something, and we know we're going to do something differently. So being as good as we can most of the time, but then understanding, okay, even if I'm going to indulge a little bit, I know, okay, I'm going to forego trying to get the right balance of carbs and fats. I'm going to try my best to get protein, but at the end of the day, as long as I sacrifice, maybe I change some of my normal meals, maybe I make them smaller, whatever it is, so that at the end of the day, the calories are roughly the same.
Right.
Then at the very least, or rather at the worst, we know that day is just null, one way or the other, right? Because we may not have hit our protein, it may have not been the healthiest food, sure, we may not be contributing to better health, but we're also not detracting from it either. And it's kind of just the net effect is zero. And so all of these things intersect with each other, right? Understanding how to optimize that for the most part, but know when to finagle it and prioritize the right things so that we can make it a positive effect of zero when we're doing weird things. But also having that maximum amount of calories that gives us the biggest wiggle room with which to do that. And then also just keeping the exercise habits going so that we can continue to support all of those other two things. That is like the perfect arrangement of ensuring that we keep it for the long term.
Well, that's a wonderful explanation.